Now, Michigan was one of the key battlegrounds for 2016, where Donald Trump narrowly won the state, in part because of people who didn't vote in the presidential election or even vote at all. Our own Trymaine Lee talked to someone who went from not voting 2 years ago to being a candidate in a local race this year.
If you pull my name up, I've been a registered Democrat all my life. The first time I voted was in 1992. I was so excited to vote for Bill Clinton because I was born in Arkansas as well. I think voting is important, and your vote is so important, you just can't give it away.
In 2016, you didn't vote?
For the presidential election. I had such a bad taste in my mouth about the whole entire thing. I was literally disgusted. And I'm not gonna lie, I was supporting Hillary 2 years before she made the decision. But during the election, they did come to Flint, and they made Flint a lot of promises. And the promises haven't been fulfilled.
So Donald Trump wins. During the campaign, I think he mentioned Flint, talking about some infrastructure plan to help save Flint.
He came for that one photo op, and he hasn't mentioned Flint. He hasn't been in office 2 years now. I think Flint should have been the poster child for infrastructure.
Have people, in light of the crisis, been able to organize politically in terms of changing some of the dynamics that might have led to the problem in the first place?
Most definitely. We have to put ourselves in these positions and seats to speak for regular folk that have been affected, that know what it feels like to be sick, that knows what it feels like to sit 3 hours in a line waiting for water because you don't have a choice, because you don't even have a nickel in your house. This midterm, especially for the city of Flint and Genesee County, is one of the most important midterms we've had in decades. I'm hoping that, with that being said, that this can put that fire back under not just the young folk, just folk in general.
Are you considering running, or you're running, or?
I'm definitely running. Okay. I am on the ballot for November, and yes, it's way out of my lane and league.
What position?
County Commissioner, 2nd District. It's about, do you know your county? And can you listen to what the people and folk and business owners want and need? And it may not always benefit you personally, but if it benefits the masses, I think you'll be blessed and things will fall in place.
All right, we're back here with Trymaine Lee, who's been out in Michigan doing some field reporting. You know, there's so much attention on the Trump-Obama voter, on the swing voter. If you look at states like Michigan, folks that just didn't vote, who had been voting before, are as big a piece of the mathematical puzzle.
Well, that's right. Spending any time in Flint, and obviously it's a special circumstance, but I heard of one of two things consistently. One is that they cannot trust local politicians. They don't believe anything they have to say. The city was poisoned. They believe that leadership covered it up. The second was that they feel abandoned by Democrats and Republicans, especially in tough working class cities. They feel like they've been abandoned for corporate interests, right? They put profit over people.
I thought it was really interesting, too, what she was saying, which is that we know that there was a very sort of cynical undertaking by the Trump campaign to suppress the vote, right? I mean, essentially to send the message being like, it's all corrupt, it's all fixed. And clearly that message did work in some cases.
Well, it resonates because in day-to-day life, right, people feel left out by their politicians.
Particularly in that city.
Especially a place where people were poisoned. And that footage was taken last week. There are still lines of cars that wrap around the block and down the highway simply for water and canned foods. And no one was there to protect them.
And now she, though, is decided to run for county commissioner because she feels like she's had a kind of political awakening in the wake of that election.
I hate to use the word resilience because someone told me once that resilience is not a natural state.
Right.
But the people of Flint are so resilient. They're organizing around the vote. And people like Gina Luster said, you know what? If we want to make a change, we have to be that change.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.